All right, everybody on the line. I've got Paxton Galvanese. How are we doing today, Paxton?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, good. You were last on the show.
Um,
What's the
um,
what's the road weather API? I'm not sure. I know an API is kind of something that fits into another model, like it's I guess like a data point or a point of entry for different information.
right.
I wasn't sure exactly what
Oh, the one that I have available.
yeah, yeah.
So if a trucking company wants to implement their own, um, I had a trucking company reach out to me recently. They want to implement my data that I have, the weather service that I've kind of compiled and into their own dispatch center.
Right.
So their guys could kind of talk directly to the truckers and work out exactly when they're going to stop and plan their route specifically.
Okay.
So basically, they're sidestepping the app, but they're using my data.
Right.
So they'll pay a monthly fee to use that, and then there would be a custom code written either by them or myself that they could use, and then go from there.
I would think that would be great information. A lot of companies are dispatched by computer software, and not all of them. A lot of people are not doing trip planning the way I would do trip planning, where I would look at your app and go, okay, yeah, it looks like bad weather that way. I'm going to go a different way. Some people are just going out there following the GPS and hoping to hope. So
Right.
I guess it'd be good that a dispatch could say within that area, you're going to run into this, this, and this. And a lot of times dispatch is sitting in a beautiful office and it's nice and sunny, and we're calling in saying we're in a snowstorm, and they're going, yeah, right. And while you are, you're in Colorado, right? So I think this would be very helpful for dispatch. Has there been a lot of intrigue about that?
Yeah, I get calls now and then with it, and then you work through it, and so
yeah, so it's available.
it's available.
You can make it work with pretty well any. I know there's some major software solutions you can make.
Oh, with any TMS? Yeah. So yeah. I worked with PC Myler, and I forget which TMS it was. But there's a few of it, and there's always, as long as they have ability to do some to use their API on whatever TMS they're using, I could integrate it.
Yeah, because I would think with ELDs that actually might be a bigger way that people are using that, where it's right on that screen or integrated with the software they've got. Anyway, it's good. It's just to let people know that they can reach out to you that way and see if it works. That might be something that someone, I know I hadn't thought of that, and I think that'd be a great additional tool for some people.
Yeah. I mean, the data it's all about the data and delivering it, and it's the app does a visual. The app uses the same API, and it just makes it very visual. And so it just allows them to kind of have a more hands-on and decision-making process.
Okay. I've noticed you've got alerts on there. Now, the alerts, what I was wondering, because we are in different countries, does it work the same? How do the alerts go? Is it by region? Like if they're having a tornado or something in a certain region, am I going to get an alert here in Canada that Kentucky's in trouble, or how does?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So, one of the things I added was an area weather. So you can actually use it as a weather app. So if you type in if you type in Toronto, it will pull up all the weather around Toronto.
Okay.
And so if you type in Chicago, all the weather around Chicago. And so when you do an area weather, it shows you, if you zoom out on the map, it will show you all the weather alerts. And they're basically like just areas of where there's a thunderstorm. And if you, then to understand what it does, tap on the radar icon, and you will see all the thunderstorm potential thunderstorm areas. You'll see the storms in the radar overlaid with some type of polygon shape of it.
Okay. Wow.
And so I don't have that information for Canada yet. It's a matter of searching and finding that and what they have available. This one was pretty easy to find for the US, so I just incorporated it.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It allows people to see what's coming up. I mean, you may, like you said earlier, you may decide to shut down knowing that there's going to be some really bad weather ahead of you.
Right.
Take a different route, or it's just really good information to have that a lot of people don't think about. But boy, it can. And I like that you have wind in there too, because if you've ever seen a tractor trailer get blown off sideways, that's not something that it's usually a nice sunny day when that wind comes across, right? So
you never know with the winds, right? You never know when it's going to happen. And it will show you the wind gusts and also the direction of them too. So you could tell if it's basically perpendicular to a road, or if you've got a tailwind or a headwind. Because you might, if it's a headwind, you have a little more leeway in driving, as opposed to if it's a direct crosswind when it's going to hit the trailer.
Yeah.
Like so
Yeah, we have a Skyway here. I have a couple of them here that they often close down in high winds, or they'll put up a sign saying high winds on Skyway. Now there's a route you can go a little lower, at water level if you want to, but there's a bridge there and it's got a couple lights and it gets pretty backed up. So people don't like to take it, but boy, if you're empty, that is that I've seen people get blown over right here on the Skyway. So
wow, yeah,
it's happened. What's the difference? I noticed you had a pro version. I did not sign up for that yet because I don't need to go anywhere right now. But I noticed you have a pro version. What's the difference between because the free version to me seemed to do quite a bit. So
yeah, right. I know I give away way too much in the free version because I'm easy.
There you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with that, Pax. We're all good with that.
So the idea is I want people using it. I want everybody using it. So the pro version. So there's a limit on distance and forecast length. So the pro version, the free version will give you up to 2 days and about a 700-mile trip, which is probably enough for a full day's driving.
Right.
And then you can't create waypoints or stops. But the 2 days is actually that the weather is the most accurate when it's closer to the time, within a 24 hours. It's much more accurate than 4 days out.
Right.
And I think after about 7 days out, they just guess. It's just a random generation.
I think they guess at 1 day out here. Right. I live where I live in Burlington. I'm on a lake, like we're right by the lake. And it would be surprising how different the weather is in my neighborhood compared to me driving a mile up the road. And it's quite different, right? It's because of the water. So it can really mess you up.
So the let's see, the paid version, you could get you could compare routes. You just get more features, and you get 7 days of weather for planning, and then you could add stops in the pro version, and then you get unlimited trip length. So if you wanted to drive,
and it was very inexpensive. We're talking like
under. It's less than like 83 cents a month. It's like it's $10 a year. I should raise. Every time I think about it, I said, I should raise it. But
is that
funny thing with apps?
Yeah, go ahead.
The funny thing with apps is like 99 cents is too much, right? I spend $1,000 on my iPhone, but like you ask me to pay 99 cents for an app, you're kidding me, right?
It's because we get the apps and we don't use them. That's the reason is because we get the apps and we don't use them. I don't think. I guess. The download, and I don't even know what half of them are. I automatically downloaded for some reason, but the ones I keep, I've got on the front page, and that's. But it's good to know. And I think if I'm a professional driver, you may not sign up for the pro version if you're just going camping one weekend or something. But
right,
you're a professional driver and on the road daily. For under $20, you
want the full features just so you have the flexibility of doing that. So at some point I'll probably raise the price or limit some of the features because it's right now I'm just getting the word out, getting people to use it, and so it's really low barrier to entry.
How did things go from the time you were last on our show to now? Like now you're launching into Canada. What was the feedback like? Or I don't know, you must have gotten some kind of feedback on how things were in the US. Were a lot of the US drivers using it or?
Oh yeah. So the winter time is a huge time. Like I had about 20% growth